the live stream, making sure everything's running right, and
that's okay. We still gotta have
in the comments.
You got this.
Yeah.
So if I go on YouTube, I'll be able to look at comments if I do YouTube from my phone and cut the volume off.
Yeah. You'll be able to do that because I do the same thing. We're actually live on YouTube now.
All right. What's up, YouTube?
Yep. We'll probably get some people, get a couple people in the next few minutes. Okay. I gotta do YouTube and Facebook separately, unfortunately.
That sucks. Oh, I see us live right now.
Yeah, I told you.
Let me turn my volume off. Oh, actually, the setup looks like on the screen. So
yeah, it definitely looks better.
Yeah, so you can see the whole thing. So I don't look like
Yes, everybody out in YouTube land. I know you like that setup there.
Yes. Perfect. I like it.
Facebook is usually a little bit slow. Okay.
When I look back up at the screen again, I'm gonna screenshot it.
So that's the link. Yes, that's the link. That's the link also. So if you want to send people to the specific link, you could do that also.
Got it.
Now that we're live there.
Okay. Let me. I'll just share in Facebook real quick.
All right.
What? Yeah. Okay.
Your Facebook should be up now, or yep, it should be up now. All right, so while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and open it up. All right, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. For now, we're going to call this DJ The Money Coach Presents Astoria Story, brought to you by the Seven Spheres of Money in Duransburg International. Of course, I'm Nick Westbrooks. I'm here with Astoria Stubbs. DJ is busy working hard right now, so he's not joining us tonight. But go check out that interview he did yesterday. He did an incredible interview with Forex trader and expert Leonard Ray, which was very powerful. So he had an eventful night last night. So I decided to let him take tonight off, but he'll be back on Friday for Friday's show. So
break.
Yeah, so as you're coming into the building, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the Seven Spheres of Money YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. And as I'm reintroducing Astoria to those who may not remember, and to the new folks that are out there, Astoria will give you her information of where you can follow her, and she's going to talk about all the great stuff that she has going on and who she is. That's why we call it Astoria Story. Yeah.
There's so much to say and do.
Right. Yeah. So it's Wednesday. We're at hump day, about halfway through the week. So how you feeling, Astoria, on Wednesday night?
It's Wine Down Wednesday, and this is my stay in the house wine. Stay in your house wine. Yeah. So That's what I'm doing on Wednesdays. I'm staying in my house.
What kind of wine is that?
That's actually a Spanish rosé. It's a Texas wine. It was actually made here in Texas, and I got it when I was in Austin. When I went up to, meet Erica for that event, for that investment stuff we have going on. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Spanish rosé. Okay. Yeah. You might have to. I might have to get one of those shipped up to Jersey.
Well. You know how Texas and Jersey is. When I want to buy some wine from Jersey, because I'm always trying to order wine, it's like extra hassle. Like Texas and Jersey don't for whatever reason, they don't ship to each other when it comes to wine. Wow. I have no idea why. It's crazy.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
I don't know if it's like the tax or it's something, but it don't matter. We won't even go down that road.
Well, that's unfortunate. You know, that wine sounded good too. I might just have to take a trip down there and taste it that way. Yeah. Wow. So everything's going well. You good and all that?
Oh yeah, everything's good. You know what? Let's back up. Let me introduce myself because we just started talking because we used to having good conversations and stuff all the time. So let me just go backwards. So I am Astoria, of course, but I go by Queen Astoria, and I'm a hairstylist, serial entrepreneur, educator, all kind of stuff. Like I pretty much do a lot of different things. And yeah, Wednesday we're gonna talk about a lot of different things. I'm thinking that this is gonna be one of those nights where we just gonna kind of make it do what it do.
We're definitely going to do that, you know. But as we're warming up and getting into that, you know, I just want to fill people in with you know, some of the things that you got going on currently. You know, you did another show on Monday, right?
Yes. Okay. So I have a lot going on. On Mondays, I do what's called Money Mondays, and it's really basic intro into different things of talking about money. And the reason why I started it was because I feel like there's a lot of things in our community, and I don't mean just in the African American or Black community. I mean in the creative space, gig workers, hairstylists, barbers, whatever you want to call it, people that have hobbies, serial entrepreneurs. There's a lot of stuff that we don't talk about when it comes to money. And so I was like, let's figure out how to open up this conversation. So every Monday I bring in somebody different, whether they're from fashion industry, whether they're a barber, a salon owner, gig worker, whatever that is. This week I had Chelsea. She does insurance and estate planning, right? So, you know, kind of a soft opening into those type of things. And so, yeah, just having conversation about money on Mondays. I think it's really important.
Okay, where can they see that?
So you can see that on my IG channel. So it's Miss_Story, so STORI. On my Instagram page. You know, I normally have it on my IGTV. So if you don't catch the live at 6 p.m. on Monday, you can always watch it in the series on my IGTV channel. And I typically try to post it and share it on all my platforms, but it's mainly for IG because that's where a lot of my audience is that I'm directing this to. And we all live on IG most of the time. So there you go.
Okay, yeah, and I'll drop that info in the description also, so people can you know, find it, you know, easily. Either after this interview is over, or if I find a moment while a story is going in, I'll drop that in there. But yeah, that information will be in the description box. All right, so what else you got going on? So you got your show on Mondays. You got a course too, right?
Yes, I do. So I actually, what day was this? August 11th. I launched basically an online education school, and it's really centered around hair, that right there. Textured hair. Again, I'm a hairstylist, but I mainly a lot of times work in natural textured hair. And so I hate the misconception that it's a different type of hair or something, but in actuality, hair is hair. And so I really break down just working with textured hair, how to cut it, how to style it, how to work in it, and things like that. So at the moment, I'm doing one live class every month, once a month. And then the other classes are pretty much pre-recorded that you can watch at your leisure. And so to find that, you can just go to my website. It's www.theIamQueen.com, or you can go to the Instagram page, which is TheIamQueenHair. So I pretty much try to keep everything the same so you don't get lost. Even if you go to my personal page, Miss_Story, you can find all my hashtags, everything that goes with the business as well. I try to keep everything very succinct.
Okay, cool. Well, there it is. Make sure you go and check that out and support that. You know, a lot of good things going on. Anything else that I might be missing, because you have a lot going on.
Let's see. Not at the moment that I can think of off the top of my head. I have a project that I'm working on, but I don't really want to really announce that until it really hits the fan and gets going. I don't want somebody to steal my thunder. And then outside of that, I mean, like we talked about yesterday, I am a very, very spiritual person. So I do Reiki. And so a lot of the Reiki that I've been learning and doing, I keep from heart chakra up, and mostly because I'm always on people's crowns. So I want to remove the negative energy, help people clear their minds and things like that. So I work in, throat chakra, third eye, crown, that whole thing. So anybody that's into spirituality and Reiki, you can look for me for that type of stuff too. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because my next question was to ask, who is Astoria outside of, personal finance and business and hair and all of that. So you mentioned the spirituality, you mentioned the Reiki. So I'm somewhat familiar with Reiki, but for those who aren't familiar, can you give like a brief description of what Reiki is exactly and what it entails?
So easiest way to say it is everything is made of energy. You either vibrate at a low vibration or a high vibration, right? In order for before you have disease in the body, right? Whether that's lung cancer, whatever it is, typically it shows up as an emotion or something, which is energy, right? And it lives in a certain spot, certain chakra, certain part of the body. And so Reiki is just the removal of the blockage of things that are blocking you from, maybe you have something you need to say and you're not using your words the way you need to. So your throat is bothering you or something is, disease, comes into that. It's the removal of energy. That's what it is. It's the transformation of energy to get rid of blockages and things like that. That's like the most simplest way. It's something that people have been practicing for hundreds of thousands, like before time was even real time. And you can see that in all different types of cultures and stuff, but that is pretty much what it is. Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been into it and practicing it?
So the interesting thing is my spiritual friend has been trying to get me to do it for forever. She's like, your hands are wonderful. You're already doing this and you don't realize that you're doing it. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Right. And I always get Reiki treatments. I've gotten them done for years. And then, over COVID, I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and get licensed to do this. Or I won't even say licensed. Let me just start practicing the right way. So I have been practicing, and I will have my master Reiki this month, actually on the 20th. So so I've been practicing for a while, not knowing, but knowingly for the last, since March. I put it that way, since March. So like the last couple of 6 months or so. But I've been doing it, just not knowing the reasons why I was doing certain things, because I'm always in people's hair and I'm always over their crown, and people always tell me how good they feel like the day after and all this. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what I did, but I did something. So now the study of it has been a good couple of months of me just working in Reiki and really doing it on myself, on my friends, on my family, people around me, people that ask me for it, things like that, and increasing my knowledge, because knowledge is infinite. So.
Oh, yes, indeed. So you mean to tell me that while you're working on clients' hair, you were indirectly performing it?
Yes, basically.
And then you became aware of it based on their feedback.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah. So for the past year, my Reiki master has been doing Reiki on me, and she's like, "It's time for you to do it. It's time for you to do it." And I'm like, yeah. And then once I started doing it, everybody's like, "Yeah. Why haven't you been doing this?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Wow. So it sounds like it pretty much came as a calling.
It did.
You tried to avoid it, but you couldn't help it. It just came.
As most things. I mean, I started doing hair as a calling, to be honest. I didn't decide I was going to cosmetology school when I was in high school. I was like, I'm gonna be a lawyer. I'm gonna graduate early. I gotta go to school. I gotta do this. But my mama was like, nah, that's not what we're gonna do. And she put me in cosmetology. Ended up loving it, in high school, and I've done it ever since. Even though I've done other things outside of it and tried to, I'm going to go work in corporate, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go to I always come back to hair. So for the past, at least 10 years, like the first 5 years, I was kind of, last 10 years, I've been really serious and dedicated to hair. So it's like, okay, I'm not doing nothing else. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah, sometimes those are the best, activities and the best careers, those that you kind of stumble upon unexpectedly and you find out that you love it.
Yep.
And of course loving what you do is that's the icing on the cake right there. Yeah,
if you love what you do, you never really work a day in your life.
Yep, that's what they say. Yeah, and it's true. It's true for sure.
Yeah.
So is Reiki the only aspect of your spirituality, or are there other practices that you're into or other interests, related to spirituality that
you gonna go down the hole, huh?
I mean, we got a little bit of time. We got a little bit of time.
Well, I can say my spiritual journey started for me at a young age. I didn't really realize that's what it was. But once I went off to college, it really was like, okay, the eyes open, like blinders off. Here we go. There's lots of other things besides what you're sheltered from when you're in your house. And so my spirituality ranges from anything. Like I've read the Torah, I read the Quran, I read the Bible. I'm into African spirituality, so I read a lot of African stuff. I'm very much into astrology. I'm into numbers to a certain extent, so numerology a little bit. Like I pay attention to the numbers that pop up around me. Yeah. 7 and 11s are my numbers. For whatever reason, they always speak to me. But yeah, I mean, so there's many aspects to it. Tarot cards, a lot of stuff. I am clairvoyant, so that kind of stuff. Yeah, just all kinds of gifts that I have that I just necessarily don't always tap into. I like to shut them on and off when I need to, so that I can balance my life, pretty much.
Okay. And I guess from being exposed to all of those areas and all those practices, I guess what did you learn from that, or how did all of that impact you, pretty much, like up to now?
It impacts me really good. Honestly, I live my life by the planets. I mean, I move the way my chart tells me to move. And I know that sounds, far-fetched to some people, but if you really know your natal chart and you understand your planet, your planetary alignment, and you understand especially what's been happening over the past couple months, like the eclipses and all the moon energy and stuff like that, you learn to move at a certain pace. Like, so for example, when people be like, oh my gosh, it's Mercury retrograde, right? Mercury retrograde is not a bad thing, right? It just means that this is your moment to slow down, right? Rethink at what you did before, and then make a decision. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean like, oh my God, all the bad stuff is about to happen. It's just like okay, Mercury is a planet that moves really, really fast. So everything happen. And then it says, oh, rethink what you just did. Let's talk about this for a second. And then it goes back forward. So if you think about it in that aspect, and you think about how all that works together, it really affects me very positively. I know when to honestly make investments that I know that are going to come up the way I want them to, or when to start a new project, so that I could be focused on it. Because if I'm all over the place because my planets are blah, blah, then I'm not going to be able to focus on what's happening. So I think it affects me very positively now that I have figured it out. Like I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything, but I know what works for me. So I can help me. I might not can help everybody else with their part, but I can guide you in the right direction to get you where you need to go.
Right. So you're really, taking it and applying it to your everyday living, which is, which is necessary. And I think people tend to miss that part. Now, while you were talking, something funny just came to mind. Do you remember back in July, right, when we the first time we tried to do your webinar and you couldn't get on?
Yes. I remember.
That was in the middle of Mercury retrograde.
But that's why I knew that it would be okay, because I was like, you know what? during retrogrades, technology does what it wants to.
Technology, yep, exactly. Yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking that somebody. I'm like, she can't get on. It's probably Mercury retrograde messing with the technology. I'm like, yeah, that gotta be it.
Because the time before that, when we just practiced, you know, like just us talking, it was fine. Nothing happened.
Yeah, it was smooth.
Smooth. We try to get on next time. It's like, not today, boo.
Yeah, that's exactly what it did. Yeah, yep.
Interesting thing about that day was I had signs all day long that said that something was going to go wrong, right? Not go wrong, but that night wasn't the night. So all day I had been very busy. Things were happening around me, and I was like trying to slow down, but it just wasn't, you know, it wasn't going together like it was supposed to. And when that happens, I always tell people, pay attention. The universe talks to you all day long, whether it's through numbers, whether it's a bird, whether it's you know, something falls when it's not supposed to, like, you know, nobody touched that. And the universe speaks to you all day. And if you don't pay attention to it, you miss the message, and then you're mad when something happened, right? But it tells you multiple times. You just don't be listening, or you don't be paying attention. You be so caught up in your own little world that you don't focus on what it's trying to tell you. So that's my take on that.
Wow, yeah. See that? There you go. There you go. Yeah, I dabble a little bit in spirituality as well. You know, as you know, I'm into the numbers. Now I'm still fairly new to it, but I've been training myself, you know, to become an expert at the numbers. I actually got I got my books all around me. You know, I've been practicing. I took a course back in June.
Okay.
I first got exposed to it back in 2016, but you know, I was kind of inconsistent with it since then. But since the summer began, I really started getting back into it, and I want to learn the astrology too, so I can, you know, put them together and get a fuller picture. Because you can learn certain things from the numbers. And you can learn certain things from the zodiac, but once you put them together, you get an even fuller picture.
For sure.
And then you can add in more practices too if you want to. If you want to add in the palmistry, you can add in the palmistry. If you want to add in the tarot cards, you can add in the tarot cards too. Yeah, so I took a look at a few tarot cards on on social media. It was something that I was thinking about learning, but I said, you know what? Let me master this numerology thing first,
right?
And then you know, maybe I'll cycle back to that at a later point. So you mentioned the 7 and 11. So what numbers are in your birthday?
Actually, my birthday is 1/10/87.
Okay. So you number one. So one birth number. Look, see it makes sense. You got all them.
My life path number though is an 8. So you add everything together, I'm an 8. That's my life path number. So 811, the reason why I launched on 811 was because 8 is my life path number. 11 is always a good number for me. So 811. And it was a Tuesday. It just lined up how it was supposed to line up. You know, I mean, it just was perfect. So I didn't have to like think about it. It was like, oh, that's the launch day.
Yep, and with all those ones, you know, the one in the month and the one in your birthday with the 0 behind it, you know, that, you know, there's a lot of business and money in that with the number 8 too. A lot of money in that number 8, number 8 and number 1. So it makes sense why you struck out on your own and you know, you're working for yourself and you're financially free. It all makes sense. It all makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to help other people.
Yeah. So birth month is, it says 1. So January, right? January 10th.
Yep. 1987.
So January 10th. That's, what is that? Capricorn.
Cap.
Hey. Hey, I'm on the very first day of Capricorn, so I'm Capricorn Sagittarius cusp, but I'm still Capricorn. So, and DJ's a Capricorn as well. We all Capricorns here.
which is why we all get along perfectly.
Mhm.
We understand. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Also, why we we work so hard too.
Yeah.
Yeah, why we grind so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all in there. It's all
A
in there.
natural born hustle about ourselves. No matter what, it's like even when we're supposed to be resting, we find something to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We
Oh
call
yeah.
them,
That's a fact.
we working, but we on vacation.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Y'all definitely y'all two are the masters of the working vacation. And it really, when you say working vacation, definitely big emphasis on the working part.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I literally was on vacation when I launched my classes. I was technically on vacation with my friends in New Orleans,
Mm,
but they had to work. I had to work, so we split out time. We stayed in a big Airbnb. I'm very blessed that I know a lot of people. So I have a client that has a beautiful Airbnb in New Orleans that was like right close to everything. 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath. Like we was good. So we spaced out and we had our own, time. We had a good time. We could work, we could drink, and we could have our fun time, in the house together, social distancing.
right. Yeah, it's perfect. Yes, that's great when you can, you can enjoy your time together, but still have your space when you need it
Exactly.
and do your thing. Yeah.
Exactly. For sure.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I just remembered something. I just thought of something.
What?
We got the same life path too. I'm a number 8 life path also.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm 22 1990. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we both got the number 8 life path. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. I almost let that slip my mind right there. Definitely had to point that out.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay. We got some numbers happening in here, honey. Yeah. I didn't know that it's so funny. I didn't know that 11 was like, I knew 7 was my number because I was actually born on a Saturday, right? And Saturn rules Capricorn, right? So Saturdays are great days for me. And Saturday is technically the 7th day. Like if you start on Sunday, when we say Sunday, right? Saturday technically is the 7th day, right?
Right.
So I knew 7 was my number, but I didn't know 11s was my number until it's so crazy. So one thing that a lot of people don't know about me, and I don't share it as much. I mean, it's just a part of my life. But my boyfriend, he passed, and I got his birthday on my arm. And so I don't know if y'all can see. Let me see if I can turn it the right way. Yeah, there you go. So what does that equal? 11.
Yeah, 11. Was that 11/22?
It's 6/22/73.
73. Okay.
So 10 and 10 equal what? 11. Now I done had this on my arm for I don't know how long, and it equaled 11. And someone else pointed out to me that it equaled 11, and that's what made me start looking into numbers. And I was like, okay, this is. And I used to see 11s all the time. Like I was seeing them everywhere. And I was like, why I keep seeing 11s? Like what's happening? Then I got this on my arm, and my Reiki massage lady saw it, and she was like, you know they equal 11 on your arm. I was like, it do. So ever since then, I've been like, okay, numbers. All right, here we go. The numbers is real. Let's get into it. So I wasn't into it at first. I was only like astrology. I knew numerology existed. I just wasn't like heavily into it. So now I'm like, when I see it, I'm like, okay, what this mean? Okay, what does that mean? What that number mean? Let me figure out what, that kind of thing. So it's just really interesting how numbers align together and give you pathways to do things that you never thought about, from beginning.
Right. Yeah. So 2 things about that. So I started learning the meanings of the numbers and what they mean and your birthday and your name and all of that. But I also took an interest in those repeated numbers too. So I got this book, maybe I think got it last month. I got synchronicity numbers. The book here tells you the meaning of those recurring numbers. You know, from her point of view, they're also called angel numbers too. Some people call them angel numbers. You know, angel numbers and synchronicity numbers. So that's something that I'm looking to learn about too, because I tend to, when I look at the clock, I tend to catch 11:22 a lot, you know, for some reason, whether it's 11:22 a.m. or 11:22 p.m. I just seem to catch that a lot. So I'm looking into that more to see what that means and why am I always seeing 11:22. But yeah, very, very interesting.
The fact that says 11/11/33 on that book.
Yeah, on the cover. Yep.
So I just told you 11 is my number. It's my 33rd. This is my 33rd year. I'm 33.
Look at that.
So
look at that.
What does that mean on that book? That means I need to read that book.
Yeah. With that, it's just pretty much a profile of all the numbers. So she goes through every number from 1 to like 1,000, and then she has a few numbers over 1,000 where she pretty much gives her interpretation of those numbers. So it's pretty interesting. So yeah, I'll take a look at this, and then I'll also cross-reference it to see what else is being said about those numbers, to see what I can come up with. You know, of course, you know, listening to my intuition to see what my spirit tells me about those numbers as well, and then just put the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it works. And typically, your intuition doesn't lie to you. Like when people tell you, I mean, people been telling you since you were a kid, probably follow your first mind. You gotta follow your first mind. You know, and what they're telling you is listen to your inner self. So when you hear that voice the first time, we're supposed to listen to it. What happens is we wait 15 seconds. And then we let anything bad that was back here saying, oh, no, that can't happen, tell us that whatever you just felt was right is wrong. And that's literally where we get tripped up. Instead of following our first mind, like, man, I knew I should have left at whatever time, or I knew I should have did whatever. If you tend to listen to the first mind and leave when you say you're supposed to leave, or do what you're supposed to do when you first say it, most of the time you miss out on the headache of whatever. So, like, perfect example, I know that sometimes I have to leave my house at a certain time, but sometimes I'm like, well, my bond told me to leave at this time, or it told me to get up at this time. And when I don't listen to that, I typically run into traffic, or I run into something of a headache, right? And it's not me rushing or anything. It's just that this is the last possible time I can leave, but my first mind told me when I woke up, leave at this time. I didn't. And so I hit whatever was coming. Or sometimes it tells you, the universe will tell you, no, you should leave later. And you don't know what that is, but it could have been you missing out on not missing out, but missing whatever could have happened to you, if that makes sense. Like, I know it sounds really weird, but you know what I mean. For the people, they get it.
Right. Yeah. Believe me, I know what you mean, because I have intuition all in my numbers. You know, master number 22, and then you look at my name. I got a 7 for my expression number. I got a 7 for my soul urge and my motivation number. Wow. So yeah, so I know all about that. So when I had my numerology reading back in 2016 with King Simon, he told me you got to trust that intuition, because with them, with them 4s in my birthday, and with the 4 and the 8, I can tend to overthink things, which I do. Oh, and with the 7 also, the 7 is the deep, the philosophical number, and doing all that thinking, right, and all that researching and and all of that. So yeah, he told me you have to go with the first positive choice. It was something like that. The first positive choice when it comes to listening to your intuition, and that really resonated with me, because I'm like, yeah, I really tend to overthink things a lot. I've gotten little bit better with it, but I still tend to overthink things.
Part of that, not even just numbers, but part of that going into astrology, Capricorns are overthinkers. We are self-doubters. Although we are so great on the outside, we are self-doubters. We literally a part of our personality and our charts. So it's like you battling a double-edged sword. Like you already got numbers that's telling you that, but then your astrology also tells you that you're a self-doubter, that you're gonna, so you know what I mean? And so I think this is why understanding your chart and understanding numerology, especially as a person, like it really helps you to grow and see how to maneuver through things. Like you can just grow from that aspect, you know, just learn it before you are forced to learn it, I guess. Because it'll just come up on you and you be like, I am dealing with some trauma that I didn't even know I had. What is that?
Yeah. You can be aware of all those things so you can highlight your strengths and you can manage those weaknesses.
For sure.
That's really what it comes down to. Yeah, for sure. You know, so I'm hoping the other, I guess my other planets kind of help out with that. You know, me having some of those Sagittarius traits also, you know, I'm hoping that'll help a little bit with that too. I got to tap into that a little bit because I notice when it comes out, but you know, I could definitely tap into that side a little bit, you know, a little bit more because my numbers and my Capricorn characteristics tend to, you know, overshadow everything else.
And just like I said, you need to know your natal chart, meaning like what's your moon sign, what are your aspects,
Aquarius,
Venus, what's all that stuff, where all that stuff lie at, because that tells you how you communicate with people, you know, how you interact with people, who they see, who you come off as, like, you know what I mean? It's so many aspects, and then where those things line up in your houses, like is it in your money house, is it in your relationship house, is it, you know what I mean? Like all that stuff matters. I mean, and when you understand it, you be like, oh, that's why. You know what?
Yeah, it's
really. That's why we reacted like that to this person. That's exactly.
It's really intricate. You know, I know right now. I know my sun, my rising, and my moon sign. I'm still learning what those things mean, but I kind of have an understanding of it. You know, it's gonna take a little bit of time for me to fully get a grasp on it. But you know, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And then another cool thing about learning numerology is that I'm finding that the numbers rule signs and the signs rule the numbers. So I'm like, wow. So I have astrological signs, but I also have a numerological sign too, which I can't remember off the top of my head. I need to go back and look at that. But yeah, it's like, you know, it's all connected, you know, which is
all connected.
Yeah, which is so dope to me.
It's all connected. Yeah. Dope. Yeah. But I mean, and we can bring that into current stuff. Like, so when we talk about numerology and astrology and how it works together, if you follow any spirit guides or any spiritual people that are on, whether they're on YouTube, whatever, you know them in person, they predicted that something was going to happen this year. Like honestly, they were like, they didn't say it was COVID, right? But they said there's grand trine. This is happening. This is going to be very powerful. These energies, like, just, it was like, whoa, really? I don't know if I really want to be a part of that. And then on the other hand, they talked about the energies that would move us spiritually, right? So not only what's happening physically, but if you notice, many people have had to like dig within. Like this whole pandemic literally made everything stop, so that people had to deal with self. And that's what they were predicting. They were like, something gonna happen. We can't tell you exactly what is gonna happen, but something is happening. Something is brewing. This is what's, you know, these are what the numbers and the signs are saying. And once you like go back and pay attention and you realize, oh, the world did, like, and it wasn't like it was like just the United States shut down. The world shut down. like
Yes,
shut
it
down.
did. It did
So
for real.
if you think about that, how it made you deal with inner self, whether you wanted to or not, you had to. People are at home by themselves, having to, especially people that live alone, right? But if you have family, you have distractions, but you literally still have to deal with self. So,
Right.
I mean, and that just brings it into current of what's happening now. You know, we're constantly opening back up. Like some things are happening. Like I know for me in industry, that's just bringing it kind of full circle to beauty. But California shut down twice. They just opened back up Monday, I think, the 31st. They just opened back up again. We're here in Texas. We opened and we've been open and going ever since.
Yeah,
Especially here in Houston. So it just kind of shows you, if you pay attention to what certain things are happening around you. Some things you can predict, some things that you can't, but you can tell that I won't say that the pandemic is over. It's not over, but you can tell that people are going to just do whatever they feel now.
Yeah.
Without worrying about this. Like there are people that are scared, right? That are, you know, that live in low vibrations. I'm gonna put it that way, that are like terrified of everything. But there are other people, especially people in the spiritual community, we being like, oh, okay, this is a thing. Well, let's just keep going. You know, like, yes, this is a thing, but it's not going to stop. So we can't stop. We got to deal what we got to deal with. And then we all have to grow out of it together. And it's kind of like some people are going to grow and some people are not. They're going to get left behind. And it's just literally what's going to happen. And you can already see it happening. Right.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking about that too. Like when you mentioned that everyone had to deal with self, you can see, you saw two major dichotomies here. So you saw the people who sought the opportunities in the midst of the pandemic and they grew, and then you saw the people who were
hesitant.
Were either they were struggling. They were either depressed or they weren't able to see the light or see the opportunities or make the best out of the situation. I put it that way. So I definitely noticed those two worlds, juxtaposed, and with the things currently happening. If you think about 2020 adds up to a four universal years. So when you think about what is associated with the number four is associated with the odd and the unusual. It's associated with secret enemies. It's associated with the reversal of the victor and the underdog. All that's associated with the number four. And then when you think about 2021, we'll be going into a universal 5 year, which means, we'll get a little bit more freedom, since the number four dealt with limitations. Number 5 deals with freedom and movement and change and adaptability, and and all of those things. So we can kind of use that as something to look forward to as we're closing out 2020 and going into 2021. So yeah, that's absolutely true about the universe and spirituality giving us insights and clues into what we're going into and what we're dealing with. Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. So one more thing that I want to talk about currently, before we start winding things down, is that we got a full moon in what, Pisces?
Yes, full moon in Pisces. It actually was a full moon last night.
Okay. I thought, is it last night or tonight? Okay.
The peak was at 9/2. So September the 2nd, 12:22 a.m. was the peak.
Okay.
But you get full moon energy 3 days before and 3 days after. So it's still very vibrant tonight. You're gonna get a lot of the good energy, but a lot of the Pisces full moon was starting on the 1st, going into the 2nd. That's why they always say, like, people, I guess people don't pay attention to it too much, but it always says like the first. It says 2 days. It's like 1 and 2 or 3 and 4 or whatever it is, it's always typically 2 days. And this was also a corn moon. That's what they call it. So when you think about the moons and harvesting and things like that, this is one of those moons where you should be planting your fall items, your fall things for your harvest. So
yeah, so maybe planting new ideas or new ideas or new anything.
Yeah. This is the planting of seeds, for sure. I replanted. Matter of fact, a couple of days before the full moon, I replanted my lemon tree.
Okay.
And today, I felt the urge to buy more plants, so I bought some plants that I'll be putting in the earth sometime. If I don't do it tonight before I go to bed, I'll probably do it tomorrow sometime. I don't care when I plant stuff. It don't have to be in the sun. I might get up early in the morning and do it. Who knows? I get in my little modes, and then I'm just in the garden and planting stuff. I think about it how I think about hair, though. Like, my hands make stuff grow. So it's just me, like, toiling my soil and, and I talk to my plants, and baby's growing. I'm on my 3rd batch of tomatoes. So we're good.
Speaking life into those plants.
Yes.
I know that's right.
Baby.
I know that's right. So also with the full moon, I saw, bits and pieces of information about this full moon in Pisces. And I also saw a lot about emotion and this full moon being associated with emotion. So what do you know? Because you know more about the moon and the sun and the planets than I do. How does this full moon impact us emotionally?
So emotionally, I was about to pull up this thing that I think I posted it yesterday. Let me see. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. Let's see. Because I was trying to get the exact, so I could give y'all the full thing. So this moon was definitely dealing with emotions, but specifically, look, let me give you the thing. So it's with your heart, basically. So a lot of stuff was our heightened sensitivity to our heart. So if you were feeling like love, you're going to feel more love. Like anything that's pulling on your heartstrings, you're going to be dealing with. It's an opportunity to find stillness. So basically sitting with yourself, dealing with any emotional baggage that you're dealing with, like whether that is like, you've been so busy and blocked from things and you just have to get through things. And then learning to love yourself. This was it was really dealing with the heart. So that means your self-love, your outward love you show to people, the way you give love, the way you receive love. And if you don't understand how you give or receive love, I tell people to look at for a female, you look at your Venus, because that's the way you love outwardly. For guys, it is your Mars. Yeah. Okay. Your Mars planet alignment, where your Mars is in your planets, in your zodiac. It's almost like that thing, how they say, like, women are from Venus, men are from Mars. Same thing, right? That's it.
Okay.
Same concept.
So those tell you how each one of those love.
Right. So for example, my Venus sits in Sagittarius. So the interesting about Sagittarius and the way we love is we don't like commitment, as in like, not that we can't be committed, more of like, if someone is really clingy and stuff like that, we tend to like be flighty and like, ooh, wait a minute, well, too fast, but calm down, wait a minute, I'm not ready for all of that. We like options. We love to travel. So we experience and do things differently than other people. So knowing that where your Venus is for a female, it's your outward love, how you show love, how you give love. Like, so I would take someone on a trip. Like, that would be I like you. We should, hey, let's go hang out together type of thing, right? For a guy, it's whatever your Mars is, whatever planetary alignment your Mars is in. And when you figure out what that is, that'll tell you, how you show and give love. So yeah, I mean, astrology is so in depth. There's so many planetary alignments when you think about when you were born. especially if you know your specific birth time, it's insane. So yeah, but that's what this full moon was about. Your heart, pulling on your heart, loving yourself, understanding, being still with yourself, and kind of allowing the emotion to flow.
Okay.
So that whether that is you releasing that, or you planting the emotions that you want to plant. So sometimes you really, on a full moon, it's a completion. So that means you release stuff. So whatever you're dealing with, you release it. New moons are things that you are manifesting and bringing into fruition, so that when the full moon is complete, you can complete that cycle. So there you go.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, to make this interesting, I actually had a couple charts that someone pulled for me, but I didn't know how to read any of this stuff. It got the whole wheel right there with all them lines and stuff. I didn't know what any of that meant, but it does have a chart up here with the planets and the signs. So we talking about Mars. It looks like my Mars is in Taurus in the 6th house.
I don't know a lot about Tauruses besides that we don't get along very well.
Aren't they both Earth signs?
They are.
Capricorn?
They are both Earth signs.
Wow.
But you have to remember we're both stubborn. So I am a goat with a fish tail. So I'm with a fish tail. Taurus is a bull. So what are they gonna do? Literally all the time. We clash. Yeah, we can get along, but we have lots of clashing moments because I think I'm right, they think they're right, and Capricorns have very strong personalities, especially Capricorn women. Capricorn men, sometimes they could go either one or the other, but typically Capricorns are very outgoing and strong personalities, so they come off a certain way, even though they really might not be like that, but they come off like, and so you think they're being arrogant, but they're really not being arrogant. You know, like, so, and for Taurus, that is like, who you?
Show it out like this.
So yeah, but I don't know about Mars in Taurus for a guy. I couldn't tell you. I could tell you where to go look at it, and I could tell you where to go to actually get details about your chart. So if you go to I think it's Cafe Astrology, you can get a full they'll give you your chart, but they'll give you all the aspects and the full detailed breakdown of everything in your chart. And the person, I know we want everybody to listen to our YouTube channel, but the person I would tell people to listen to, because he reads me all the time, and I'd be like,
oh yeah,
I don't like how you telling me about myself, like manner. Astro Finesse is his name. Astro Finesse. Yeah.
Astro Finesse. Okay.
Yep. He has lots of videos, lots of stuff. You can go down the rabbit hole all day long watching. Literally. Yeah.
Okay.
Disclaimer: everything is not for everyone.
Right.
And everything is not complete science. It is aspects of things that resonate with you. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't mean that because you are a Capricorn or because you're a Sagittarius, you only act this way. No, they just give you personality traits, right? Or things that can typically be true about you, but you still have to look at your whole chart and everything about you to really know who you are as a person. So I tell people your sun sign, your birthday is only one aspect of you. You have 11 other people you need to get in contact with. All them other signs.
Yeah. Wow. Looking at it, I got a whole lot of Capricorn in mine. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You put your birth time too?
Yeah. It's based on the birth time. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. You sound like one of my best friends. She is a heavy Capricorn, like heavy on everything. But we get along so good. Like, I understand her personality so good because I just be laughing. I be like, girl, stop, calm down. It's okay. Sun, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. That's a lot. North Node. What What's your south node in Aries?
What, which one?
Your south node.
My south. Is it showing my is it showing myself on there? Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
That's okay. We'll
Yeah,
figure it out later.
yeah. We'll definitely figure it out, you know. And since you want to know, I'm definitely going to find that out for you.
Look, just send me your birth time, send me your birthday and all that stuff. I'll figure it out.
Okay, you do it. All right. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, anything else you want to leave the people with on the spirituality or the astrology tip?
No, I mean, you know, tune in next week so you can see what we're gonna be talking about next week. I'm sure we'll go deep into some more stuff. I think we gave them a lot of stuff. This was almost
we did.
a full hour. No, we were like, 30 minutes.
Yeah, we wasn't even planning on going this long, but the conversation was so lit.
Exactly. So, no, I think the thing I would tell you is trust your intuition, right? First and foremost, trust your intuition, and go where stuff guides you. So, if numbers find you first, then lead with numbers. If astrology finds you first, then lead with astrology. If tarot cards find you first, whatever your spirit resonates with, go with that. Go within, and go with that. And then other than that, I'll tell you, make sure you tune in to all of the shows that are on the Seven Spirits of Money on YouTube channel. And then on Monday, tune in to me on IGTV for Money Mondays, because it's going down. Every Monday, I have somebody from some type of industry talking about something. This week, we're going to be talking about fashion. And then my friend that actually became debt free, she did Dave Ramsey's thing. So different aspect. I mean, I think that whatever works for you, works for you. And so that worked for her. So I think that, you know, we'll have a conversation about it and see where that leads and bring some fashion into it. So, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So make sure you tune into that and give everybody, you know, your other run down everything else too. You know, your information and, you know, your everything that you have to offer, ways that people can support you, run through everything one more time.
All right. So if you are a hairstylist, barber, anything in that world, in the beauty industry, my website is dimqueen.com. And so what that is a education platform, and specifically for already licensed professionals or students, that people that are getting into the industry, so we can really change the narrative about texture hair and just say that hair is hair, because it is, because that's what we learn in our book. So I give you tips and techniques and things. I do a class once a month, and then all the other courses are digitally. You can purchase them on the platform and have access to them. Let's see what else. I said Money Mondays. The Instagram page for the business is DIM Hair. So a lot of it is geared towards natural and textured hair. So you get a lot of that information on there. To follow my personal page, which is mostly my travel life when I'm traveling, right? My travel life, my hair life. Me personally, I'm gonna say I'm a vlogger. I like to vlog through pictures. So I write a lot of detailed captions about, you know, whether that's me growing from something or something new creative that I'm doing, or the trip that I just went on, the place whatever that is. I try to make sure that I put those links, all those things. I'm a connector, so I love to connect people to other people. So that's on my personal page. So it's Miss_story. So just put an underscore in between that. Or on Twitter, it's like this, Miss Story. On Facebook, it's Astoria 2 Cute Stubs. You find me on LinkedIn. I mean, my name is very easy to find. Queen Astoria. I mean, no one else has my name, I promise you. So I'm easy to find. Yeah, and that's pretty much all I have going on at the moment. Oh, and I'm sure we're going to be doing another webinar soon. So be on the lookout for that with 7 Spirits of Money.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And if you want access to the webinars we've already done before, there is a link in my bio where you can actually go ahead and purchase a webinar from before. So if you're ready to get financially free, get some tips, get some education, and really, start moving in the right direction, it is all there for you.
There you go. There you go. Hey, I think you got plenty going on. So so when you said I think that's all, I think that's plenty right there. So thank you, Astoria, for coming on, and I definitely look forward to next week too. So as for the 7 Spheres of Money and DJ the Money Coach, make sure you tune in on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Nick's Knowledge and Notions. This Friday we'll be talking about this powerful, amazing book I just finished, Conspiracy of Credit by Corey P. Smith. Woo, yeah, woo is right, man. This one was, it's a thin book, but it was heavy. It was heavy, and I think Corey might actually be joining us on Friday. I spoke to him briefly today, so he might be joining us Friday night. So hopefully he can join us for that conversation. So that's going to be a really good one.
Okay.
If you didn't, yep. if you didn't see that Leonard Ray, DJ the Money Coach Expert Financial Series interview with Leonard Ray last night, make sure you go and check that out. That one was really powerful. Leonard Ray is into real estate investing and trucking investing, but he's a Forex guru, a Forex expert. He's moving like 5 figures a month doing Forex. And he's offering to help the people learn how to get into it and learn it as well. As long as you qualify. So the link in the description to that interview, there's actually a package that we're offering. It includes a consultation with DJ the Money Coach, a consultation with Leonard Ray, and access to the next webinar, which right now we have scheduled for September 15th, I believe. That's a live webinar, live family finance webinar. Wow. So all of that is a $7.99 value, but we're giving it to the people for $199. Yeah, $199.
They better jump on that.
yeah, jump on that. And if you're skeptical and you don't believe me, watch that interview. Watch that DJ the Money Coach interview with Leonard Ray, Forex expert, and I tell you, he'll make you a believer. I'm gonna be working with him myself. He's that good. So make sure you if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to the 7 Spheres of Money. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, 7 Spheres of Money on everything. Get on the email list too, so you can get these notifications and updates to your inbox. To get on the email list, head over to djthemoneycoach.com. The pop-up form will show up right as soon as you land on that page. Just drop your email in there so you can stay up to date with all the upcoming shows, webinars, programs, and offers that we have going on. So I'll end it the way DJ always ends it. We wish you a pom-pom lifestyle.
Baby.
Yes.
Money and peace of mind.
You already know. And we want you to join us on the Beaches of the World Club. So until Friday, because you're gonna be here on Friday.